Hello and welcome to another deal. As we are on the run-up to Christmas, I thought I would do something a little bit different. Today's extract is from a short ghost story, which has long been a tradition in English literature. This particular story is called Smee by A.M Burrage, and it talks about a group of people playing a game that takes a slightly darker turn. I won't tell you any more than that, but I will provide a link to the full short story in the description below. It's only a few pages and well worth a read. Here are your 3 questions. Number 1. How can we tell Jackson isn't in the party mood? Number 2. Why doesn't he play hide and seek? And number 3. What game would he rather play? And for your discussion question, I would like you to consider, why is it the past can have such a huge effect on us, even many years later? No, said Jackson with a deprecatory smile. I'm sorry, I don't want to upset your game. I shan't be doing that, because, well, you'll have plenty without me. But I'm not playing any games of hide and seek. It was Christmas Eve, and we were a party of 14 with just the proper leavening of youth. We had dined well. It was the season for childish games, and we were all in the mood for playing them. All, that is, except Jackson. When somebody suggested hide and seek, there was rapturous and almost unanimous approval. His was the one dissentient voice. It was not like Jackson to spoil sport or refuse to do as others wanted. Somebody asked him if he was feeling seedy. No, he answered. I feel particularly fit, thanks. But he added with a smile, which softened without retracting the flat refusal. I'm not playing hide and seek. Why not? Someone asked. He hesitated for a moment before replying. I sometimes go and stay at a house where a girl was killed. She was playing hide and seek in the dark. She didn't know the house very well. There was a door that led to the servants' staircase. When she was chased, she thought the door led to a bedroom. She opened the door and jumped, and landed at the bottom of the stairs. She broke her neck, of course. We all looked serious. Mrs. Fernley said, How terrible! And were you there when it happened? Jackson shook his head sadly. No, he said. But I was there when something else happened. Something worse. What could be worse than that? This was, said Jackson. He hesitated for a moment, then he said, I wonder if any of you have ever played a game called Smee. It's much better than hide and seek. The name comes from It's Me, of course. Perhaps you'd like to play it instead of hide and seek. Let me tell you the rules of the game. Every player is given a sheet of paper. All the sheets except one are blank. On the last sheet of paper is written Smee. Nobody knows who Smee is except Smee himself or herself. You turn out the lights and Smee goes quietly out of the room and hides. And after a time others go off to search for Smee, but of course they don't know who they are looking for. When one player meets another, he challenges him by saying Smee, and the other player answers Smee, and they continue searching. But the real Smee doesn't answer when someone challenges. The second player stays quietly beside him. Presently, they will be discovered by a third player. He will challenge and receive no answer, and he will join the first two. This goes on until all the players are in the same place. The last one to find Smee has to pay a forfeit. It's a good, noisy, amusing game. In a big house, it often takes a long time for everyone to find Smee. Perhaps you'd like to try it. I'll happily pay my forfeit and sit here by the fire while you play. And here are your answers. Number 1. Jackson isn't in the party mood because he refuses to play along with the games. Number 2. He refuses to play hide and seek because he has often visited a house where a young girl died playing the game. And number 3. He suggests that the people at the party play a game called Smee. I hope that you've enjoyed the opening to that story, and I would recommend you read the whole thing again, link down in the description below. If you have any alternative suggestions for any text you'd like to hear, please do let me know. And even if you're listening to this outside of December, I hope you have had, will have, are going to have a brilliant Christmas. Thank you very much for listening.